This is your daily market review for Monday, November 18th, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review, Monday, November 18th, 2024. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Market held up pretty well. Honestly, not surprised after the big down moves on Friday. We talked about, especially in the Discord room, that today was probably going to be a bounce day, and then you'll see what happens on Tuesday. And, we got Nvidia earnings. You don't really have any economic data until tomorrow. And then, it's going to be a little funky. Light data, just, I don't know, headline driven. Seems like the market brushed off the escalation with NATO and Ukraine and with Russia. More spending cuts. I mean, the economy is definitely weakening quickly if you read the data. We'll see if Trump gets his appointees. I mean, there's a whole lot of little things that are not really market specific drivers that could affect the market. Either way, though, just be careful out there. I still anticipate the greatest risk to be the downside. And again, if Nvidia games are, if I'm hearing what's true about Nvidia, what's kind of played with SMCI's earnings and all the things that's going on with some of these chip names, as we talked about, chips to me are the best short by a mile. Just be careful out there, okay? So you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room. You're looking to invest, buy, sell, real estate, no matter where you are in the country, do not hesitate to reach out, please. Love to help you out. 2 agents for the price of 1. Love helping my friends from the Discord room and people in general with this, because again, it's one of those things where you're going to get 2 agents for the price of 1, and you're going to get the insights, the shared knowledge, negotiation, and also, again, just bounce ideas. It's just, you have 2 for the price of 1. I will always be loyal to you. I get, again, a small part of the commission as a referral fee, just like if you use Zillow or Realtor.com and use. But in general, people know that I am loyal to my customers to a fault. Not worried about the money. So my job is to be there for you in the process. If you want to chat, check the Calendly link. You want to see the trick trades we're up to, what we're thinking, what we're up to, definitely on Twitter. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on YouTube. If you'd like to donate, I have not seen a thanks. Didn't get one this weekend. Was like, oh man, I guess this recap was no bueno. Well, again, always appreciate the help, especially if you're checking out or all the donations. Again, because you don't have to. Don't ask. A lot of people are like, I can't believe you don't ever ask. I'm like, it's just one of those things. If you're using the information to make money, hopefully it comes back in whatever ways energetically. So again, it's one of those things. Maybe one day we'll be private. I just don't have time for all that. But if you're looking to learn, check out the website as well, tradingagent.com. Recommended reading. Got to update this to the 2025 soon. It's well worth it. I don't know if I'd buy the 2024. However, you need help, please do not hesitate to reach out. All right. What do we know moving forward, right? We know we're not getting much on this, right? No, we're not getting much here, right? We got a cut potentially December 18th, 50-50. Just keep an eye on it. It'll fluctuate. Is the Bitcoin, for some reason I can only have 2 tabs open, and it always defaults back to this. But it will give me 2 seconds later. Ding! And what do we said? Basically, you're around the 1.618. The 2.2 version, 2X version is 98,000. I think that would take basically MicroStrategy up to 400, I don't know, plus maybe. We'll see. It's ripping. We talked about it holding up. Keep an eye on this. Read headlines that China's dumping their Bitcoin. I don't trust any of this stuff. Anyway, oil. I mean, when I say stuff, meaning like the news, the headlines. Trade the technicals. It's been pretty technically sound. Oil, chopping around the lows. Natural gas, chopping. Again, I love natural gas long term. I think we'll be natural gas exporters. I mean, if you could do the Trump dance with natural gas, that makes sense. Again, just I'm looking for lower prices. I want to see them throw a baby out with the bathwater, as we talked about. So let's get into the dollar, because the dollar had some interesting action today. I know geopolitically, I mean, it definitely dropped. I'm not surprised if things are going to get a little squirrely out there. TLT, I mean, it seems to be in bonds. You're holding this range. I mean, if you want to trade the 89 plus area, I mean, it's definitely holding. And that's all I can really say about that. The dollar, sorry, we talked about ripping, pulling back now. VIX right around the 200-day, chopping around. If you can, let me zoom. Keep an eye on it. Right? Keep an eye on it. Because it's one of those things where I feel like we've based, right? We talked about how the VIVIX bottoms first, right? It looks like it's bottomed. Zero doubt, right? No one would agree, right? Just keep an eye on it. Remember the VIX looked at it bottom like 7 days ago. Just worth watching. SPY, we talked about the 585 area. Seemed to have held it this morning. Watching the 20-day. Okay, makes sense. Keep an eye on it. Again, you go. These gaps don't have to fill. If it's a professional gap and the down move is to come, I'd be watching, say, 590 to maybe even the 810 day. And then I think you're going to get more down, in my opinion. QQQQQ. Finished at $499.99. If this is the price is right, whoever was closest and under 500 wins. At the 20-day, I mean, again, this has been lagging. It's an inside day. It doesn't look as sexy. IWM, we talked about this, like looking great, and then boom. I'd watch 227. It could bounce there, or it could just, man, this is just, it feels like a bull trap. Dia, same thing. Watching the levels, 434, gap up, big. Could this be a big island floating reversal? I mean, this looks like a volcano reversal. We'll see. Gold got the pop on geopolitical risk. We talked about how it was oversold. Congrats again if you took the trade last week near the lows. Again, these people are like, oh, you said going lower. I said I'm waiting for lower, but in a trend we talked about like, hey, near term it's probably oversold. We talked about look at the levels. It's like watch, look at the levels. Said the 100-day, due to bounce. Did this near the 50-day as well. Did this around the 20-day. You see what I mean? Like it's not rocket science. GDX, right? Miners got down to the 200-day. Okay, and it bounces. Are you surprised? No. I mean, this is the thing, goes from 45, 44 down to 35, and it bounces. It makes sense. GDXJ, a old trend line. Man, that thing is not very clean, though. But gets oversold. Again, you go from 56 down to 45. Do the math on that. It's 11 points. It's a 20% move. Bulls make money. Bears make money. Pigs get slaughtered. AEM. Okay, watching AG. We talked about it getting back down below the trend line and bouncing at the 100, 200-day cross. Congrats, Newmont. Said this looked very interesting back down here. We said, look at this down here. Like the 0.618. You know, the 0.618 and the VAP zone line up. I mean, did we say it was going to bounce? Yeah, we did. If you go watch previous videos, you're not surprised. So, PAAS, same thing, holding at some support. Keep an eye on it. Again, I just don't trust the upside. You can get mad at me for not being committed, but I'm not. Taiwan Semi. Tech got beaten on last week, so it's bouncing. Macron, Tech, we talked about this. Again, you see a green candle go, everyone goes, it's going higher. Okay, I mean, it's just backfilling in my opinion. Right? AMD breaks the lows. Okay, well, watch the 8-10 day. I mean, what if you even got down to the 20-day? I mean, it wouldn't be surprising me. It just, again, we don't know what Nvidia, speaking of Nvidia, what the earnings are going to be like, meaning we know they're probably going to beat because they're going to cook the books. I mean, that's kind of my anticipation of it, but I just don't know if we're going to pop or flop. So if you're confused, just get out the way, right? SMCI talked about getting back on the Nasdaq. I mean, no one can predict this move. I just don't want even, again, I don't even want to play with it. I just let it play itself out. Intel, again, trending upwards, but typically does this before it makes a leg down. Watch the 100-day. SMH, again, I'm not really shorting Intel, but I'd be shorting SMH names, the whole stock sector. It's easier. We've talked about it breaking the trend line. It goes from 261 down to 230s. Thought maybe the 200-day, but either way, I mean, it's a little oversold. I mean, this is the reality. Things don't move in one direction all the time, okay? Keep it simple. Stupid. Adobe holding 20-day. Applesauce. Nice bounce. Looked like it was going to go. Gave it back, closed right at the 20-day. I mean, I was just laughing at the close. I'm like, is this going to go? No, it's not. Again, maybe tomorrow. Keep an eye on it, but I don't trust Apple at all. Amazon holding here at support. Going into Black Friday, keep an eye on it. All this stuff. I mean, tech has gotten oversold. Back at some levels. I mean, Meta, not much of a bounce. CRM had been on fire. You tell me if that move is about to get busted. I mean, at some point there probably will be a bounce, but that bounce could be the short. Google doing a deal with Nvidia. Cool. Watching the 20-day. It's a big choppy zone. Microsoft. Not doing much of anything. Chop, chop. I don't know. NDAQ. Just break, damn it. Just break. Again, I'm telling you, I think the future of exchanges is not going to be the Nasdaq. It's going to be commodities, and it's going to be CME, and it's going to be all the different ones that are more industrial, commodity, not tech. MicroStrategy, here you go, right? Like, look at this close, dude. Here we go. 3 times range. 400 level would make sense. I mean, congrats. Netflix down on the glitch, but then popped. I would be very, very nervous if I was a bull. Not to say that today's action wasn't bullish. This is more of like a trap. Like, the numbers are going to come out. They probably did really well. The Jake Paul fight, I didn't pay attention to it. I mean, I think it looked like Trump, not Trump. It looked like literally Tyson tried for like a minute, and then Jake was like, whoa, dude, do you want your money? You better lose. That's basically what it looked like. I think Tyson probably would have kicked the crap out of him. Again, Netflix, be careful for a chop top. Roblox holding up pretty well. Looks interesting. Pan W, again, we like cybersecurity names over the old highs, but I'd be watching the 20-day 370s. Makes sense. Pulls back a little bit. Tesla, not ideal. Fills the gap in dojis. So what do we say about dojis? Now, again, you have high volume at the highs. It's really simple trade. Look for the extremes. Like, you're either going to break out with a doji sandwich or you're going to fail here. And either way, I don't think you're going to go into a sideways choppy action. I think there's risk either way. It's just you pick it. I mean, you could probably buy puts and calls and just, all right, one's going to lose. That's how I'd look at it. But one will crush. Like, you might lose the premium one, but you're going to hammer home some real good trades. Insight, watching, pulling back. Again, all the biotech names. RFK gets, again, if RFK gets appointed, I wouldn't be surprised if he pull back. Palantir, talked about, it's like, man, this is just nuts. We talk about big green candles at highs, big red candles at highs can be, or at lows can be toppish. Felt pretty toppish today. The action couldn't get much follow through. McDonald's, interesting, didn't do well considering the picture that Trump took after the fight. Watch the lows, 290 area. DraftKings, nice bounce. But after it gets dropped, I mean, I personally think this is an easy short up in the mid 40s. Airbnb, we talked about it. I don't think there's much upside. Dropped on earnings. Watching the 150-day. It could chop here for a while. No, this thing can chop for a long time. Costco seems to be the boss, but I mean, I really don't have a trade on that. I'd just be watching it. Starbucks, we've talked about this. Between levels, chopping. Federal Express, like the short here, a lot. Keep an eye on it, a lot. Caterpillar, this had a nice run. Seems to be holding the 50-day, like holding on for dear life. DE, I mean, if you zoom out, you can see it's in a big range. I mean, this one might be one of those names that just is kind of held hostage until the next administration picks their cabinet for the USDA and all that stuff. That's my guess, but I could be wrong. Someone might know something. Nucor, all right, we'd like commodities pulling back. Not surprised. X, I don't know if it's going to go through in the deal. When you zoom out, just be careful. VALE, I mean, this thing gets dumped again, back at the range lows. Well, keep an eye on it. Arrow, we like junior copper. Just when? It's probably due to bounce. Especially geopolitical risk. Just keep an eye on it. CCJ, uranium, holding up pretty damn well. Love to see these pull back a lot more, but we'll see. Ag names, big chop zones. Get in the zone, chop zone. Mosaic, NTR, get in the zone, chop zone. Yeah, there's not much bone. There's not meat on the bone, in my opinion. AA, again, we love aluminum. Chopping up at the range highs. When you zoom out, you know it could go ape shiznit. I just personally think you got a W bottom, you got a W top. I mean, or M top. This one's a tough one. It's like an M within the W. We'll see. Or it's going to break out. I personally, again, I struggle going long stocks here when I think the risk to the reward is a downside. So keep an eye on that. Sorry, hold on one second. XLF holding up pretty darn high. Well, at the highs. Again, I'm sitting here like, when? Take it. JP Mo, chopping, double top. Keep an eye on these names. Again, Morgan Stanley. I mean, you have great references. This one's holding up better. Bank of America. Again, zoom out. Pretty sure, what is it? There's some gaps up here. Again, keep an eye on it. I mean, that's big volume at the highs. Again, this is what we talk about, big volume. Like I love, that's what you want to see to peak. Sometimes these gaps have follow through, and that's the hardest part. You just don't know. And again, I mean, if you want to short it, just again, and you can do it. You can go long anything, go short anything. Just define your risk. Chop it at the highs. KRE, chopping at the highs. Again, I think junior banks are screwed. I mean, Trump can't fix that. He can change the regulations, but I still think they're going to struggle. XBI, again, we talked about biotech. Looking not so hot. Keep an eye on it. Look at that bull trap. We talked about this. Like, get it out and then give it all up. Jets, finally. I mean, it's interesting what's going on with Spirit. Finally. Jay Souls, if you're here, it's like, did we break? Did we break 24.15? Keep an eye on it. XHB, again, housing, I'm telling you, is not looking so good. I mean, out there personally, commercials obviously been a mess. You break the 100-day, adios, amigo. Solar, I mean, due for a reprieve bounce. Keep an eye on it, nothing much. It's at the lows. Sedge, I mean, we said at 300 plus it'd go to 15. Oh, I went to 10. Dumbass. Well, I don't know. I don't trust solar at all. ENPH, I've heard their products aren't that great. Keep an eye on it for solar. Worth a watch, chopping around. HYG, and you got to be out of your mind by corporate debt, in my opinion, but it's not going to be always so easy. Oil, nice bounce on the geopolitical risk, obviously. Keep an eye on it. UNG, I hate this product. It sucks, but you got a range. Again, the KLD, if you short it up in the 80s, hot pocket. I like that one a lot, right? That one looks good. Keep an eye on it. Again, get in the 80s. XOP at the 200-day again. Man, he's about to break out. Keep an eye on that one, right? CVE, we talked about this. Chopping. Keep an eye on that. Valero. Chopping. Chopping. But, I mean, today's action. Man, it's hard when you have, like, if you zoom out, right? Like this, again, I'm not trying to just make the trades on the fly. I just watch. If you look at swing points and then you see breakouts, like, I hate when you see 100-day, here it is. Like, this is, again, you're like, what are you talking about, Dan? It's like, I hate when you see this. Like, you get over a moving average, you're like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah. Boom. Keep an eye on these levels. MPC. Did I curse? I think I did. My bad. Chopping around again, 100-day. ExxonMobil seems to be stuck, right? Not much meat on the bone there. Occidental, we've talked about this. I like this long term. Keep an eye on it. Right. EQT. 44s, we talked about this. Nice work. Team. Again, near term, just keep an eye on it. I don't trust any of these things to break out. And last but not least, Flex LNG. Again, I don't trust any of these to break out, but they're in big chop zones. So if you need any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. I will talk to you guys in the Discord room. If you have any questions, don't be shy. Don't be shy. All right. Have a great evening. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.